Hey friends, it's Paige Evans and welcome to day 7 of my 12 Days of Love Cut Files series. Today's cut file is Love, Love, Love. Here's my finished page, and I've used the Peaceful Heart collection by Jen Hadfield, which is just so lovely, and yeah, I just love it. So as I've been doing in my previous videos, I'm going to have the Silhouette Cameo cut out the backing pieces, although this cut file is simple enough that I feel like you could cut out the pieces by hand and it probably would take just as long. So you choose if you want to back it by hand or if you want to have the Cameo cut out the pieces for you. So I'm doing what I've done before in my previous videos where I've copied and pasted, released the compound path, and since it's 3 of the same title, I can just do one and then copy and paste it 3 times. So the O is kind of tricky to create the backing piece because I don't want to fill in the whole O, I just want to do the ring. And so I have to kind of finagle and play with it a little bit to make sure I'm getting the correct layer, and then I will play with it and copy and paste it again. You'll see. So making sure I'm getting the right layer of the O, I'm going to create the offset pieces. So selecting all 4 letters, grouping, and then selecting the offset panel. You don't have to decrease the distance too much. I am going to keep it at 0.040 and then delete the original inner pieces. So I've just left with the offset pieces. But now I need to finish with the O. So I'm going to copy and paste the original cut file again and just get part of the O so that I can get the inner piece to cut out as well. So ungrouping it, gonna release the compound path and just grab part of this O section again and delete everything else because I don't need it. And then from this ring, I will also need to release the compound path, and I'm going to delete the smaller inner part, and from this larger part, I'm going to do the internal offset. So this is kind of a tricky way to get the exact size ring that I need for backing this O. And then I'm going to select both and then horizontally and vertically center them so that they fit. And I'm going to bring it over and bring to front. So you right click, bring to front, and this way you can see it fits perfectly in the right place. So I know I've created the correct offsets. So now I'm going to turn on the background of showing the grid. So this is what is shown on my sticky mat, and fitting it into spots that I can trim pattern papers to, copying and pasting. So I have my original 3 love, love, love. And I should be able to cut out all of the backing pieces in one time, one fell swoop. What am I trying to say? So I'll just fill up one sticky mat with trimmed pattern papers, send it through the machine once, and then I'll be on my merry way with having backing pieces. Okay, so everything is in sections that I can trim pattern papers to. Like I said, I'm using the Peaceful Heart collection by Jen Hadfield, and I'm going to trim pattern papers to mirror Silhouette Studio and put them on the sticky mat in the same order. I'm using mostly solids and then also florals. Those are just my favorite kinds of designs, the solids and the florals. And there are 12 pattern papers that I need. 4, 8, 12. 4 letters in each love times 3 is 12, so pick 12 of your favorite pattern papers and trim the pattern papers into the correct sizes to create the backing pieces. So just trimming them, and these are the exact papers that I used. I can't wait to see which papers you use, because no matter which papers and no matter which collections that you use, it's going to turn out awesome. That's one of the things about backing cut files is no matter the effort that you put in, it's always going to look amazing by taking these steps to back it. So if you like puzzles and you like scrapbooking, then backing cut files is for you. Okay, so I've almost got everything in place. Here we go. Here's exactly what my sticky mat looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and send it to the machine. So I'm using pattern paper and my preferred ratchet blade. Send, and it takes about 5 minutes for all of the letters to be cut out. So I'm gonna peel off the excess parts of the papers and get to backing. So already I can tell that I love, love, love this. Haha, I'm punny. So I am going to place a piece of scratch printer paper behind, and then my favorite liquid glue, which has this thin nozzle so that I can get the liquid adhesive onto these thin parts of the cut file and glue one letter at a time, placing these backing pieces in place, pressing them, cleaning up any glue that gets out from underneath, and continue on backing the entire cut file. It's a pretty basic process once you get the hang of it, and then once you do get the hang of it, it's addicting. It's why I've been backing cut files for over a decade now. It's one of my favorite techniques. I always love the results, and I hope you do too, and I hope that these YouTube videos have been helpful for you to see how these can be done. Backing a cut file is manageable and easy. Maybe. I know it's like everything, it's some people's cup of tea and not for others, and that's what makes life unique and beautiful. So finishing up backing these last two letters, and then we'll flip it over and finish adding the inner parts of the O's. So save those rings, and then we'll flip it over to the front side to finish fronting the cut file. So we're not backing the cut file, we're fronting the cut file. That's kind of funny. So these O's also make the perfect spots for photos. I'm using 2 photos of Fox and Jane, their official school photos, but if you have 3 kids, you could back all of the O's or just one of the O's. Totally up to you how many or how few photos you want to use. And you don't even have to put them behind the O's. You could tuck them in between the letters. I am going to back 2 of the O's though. So here we go. Fox and Jane's official school photos from this year, but I converted them to black and white to go along with the colors from this collection. And they were wearing, the clothes that they were wearing didn't necessarily match these pattern papers, so by converting them to black and white, it's an easy trick to getting the photos to match whatever collection you want to use. So now I'm continuing to back the cut file, this time with photos instead of pattern papers. Pressing them in place, really getting them on there, and here we go. Thought about using this light pink ledger paper for the background, but then my friend Joka nudged me to use this gray pattern paper, and so I feel like it brings out the photos and it's just a little bit different for me. I know I always tend to go with the pinks, so challenge accepted to use a not pink background. Using this gray, everything that you see from here on out and from the beginning is from the Peaceful Heart collection by Jen Hadfield, so I'm gluing just behind the photos to attach the cut file in place, and then going to start playing with the florals. The rest of this layout is just going to be very florally. So I'm tucking flowers here and there, underneath and all around in all of the places to bring life and love to this layout. So I'm going to create an overall rainbow look. So I'll have all the colors everywhere. I won't have 2 of the same color next to each other. I want to have a good mix of colors all around the page and create balance. So having about the same number of cut files in all of the same sections across the 3 repeated words. So you can just watch me as I play around with these florals. So I have a lot of florals in my collections as well, so it would be really fun to create this same layout using my brand new Splendid collection, or my previous collection, Bungalow Lane, has florals. Then before that was my Wonders collection, which has florals. You don't even have to use florals. You could take this layout in a completely different direction and not use florals and just leave it more simple by leaving off the florals, but you know me, I'm just drawn to it. You may notice that I am adding some texture to the flowers by pinching the petals slightly and creasing the edges, bending them. This gives them some lifelike texture and dimension. Once I've got all of the flowers glued in place, I added a butterfly as well, and now I'm going to go through some of the stickers. So there are floral clusters of stickers, so I'll add them here and there. What I like about these is they also have the white border, so it kind of mimics the cut file with the white borders, having floral stickers with white borders as well. So adding them into the overall design, tucking them underneath, or adding them on top, just playing with them here and there to see that I like the balance. And something that I said in my previous videos is I take a picture and look at it through the screen. Sometimes things just look different on a screen versus in real life, so I take a picture with my phone and look at it to see how it looks there before continuing on, before gluing anything down to make sure that I like the way it looks. Once I like it, glue it in place, adding just a dab onto the back center so that the petals can lift and bend and create texture and dimension, and makes the flowers look even more lifelike and realistic. Dabs of glue, 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 flowers, 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 love, love, love. There are some gold puffy stickers in this collection, so I'm going to add them into the mix as well. So we've got die cut flowers, we've got cardstock sticker flowers, and now we've got gold foil flowers. There are teeny tiny flowers, so I'm going to add those here and there to help draw the eye all around the page. And these are just perfect finishing details. They're like enamel dots or paint splatters where they're so tiny, and if you scatter them all around the page, it just creates that perfect finishing touch. There are some sentiment stickers that I thought went along with school photos where I am smart, I am enough, I am loved. All of these feelings that I truly have for my kids, and that I want them to know that they are smart and they are enough and they are loved. In this center section, I'm going to add journaling, so I'm punching a 2-inch circle from extra white textured cardstock, and I'm going to tuck it so it's not centered, so it becomes part of the design, creates kind of a crescent shape in this section. So I'm going to glue it in place and then write my own journaling lines. If you're uncomfortable hand drawing lines, you could use a stamp to draw lines, or you could type and print and trim out your journaling. So it's always a little bit of a risk to draw my journaling lines. But luckily, if I messed up, I could just punch another circle and try again. So I'm going to write my journaling with a black pen, just some words of advice and sentiments and thoughts and feelings I have for Fox and Jane, writing it in this circle. So if you have more journaling that you want to include, you could back this entire O so you'll have more space for journaling. That, my friends, is the finished layout. I hope you have enjoyed seeing how it came together from start to finish, and I love, love, love the texture and backing this cut file and all of the pattern papers and colors peeking through. And let me know if you have any questions. This is day 7 in my 12 Days of Love cut file series. So I have 5 with a bonus 6 videos to go. I will leave links to everything that you need in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a fabulous and fantastic day.